Rob Maloney from MyMMAnews.com. And tonight I am joined by my buddy, Jay Regalbuto. Jay has become one of the leaders in the area as far as Southern New Jersey and Philadelphia in not just teaching, but promoting and spreading the good word about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's the commentator at Fight to Win, which is one of the best grappling Jiu-Jitsu promotions out there that's so professional. Jay, my man, how you feeling? It's great to talk to you.
Fantastic. It's always good to be here, Bob. I greatly appreciate the opportunity, man.
Always, man. Listen, you are a huge contributor in the area to the sport. You help make it grow. I know that, I see on social media, a lot of people, you're always traveling all over. People are coming to see you because of your, not just your, your beautiful personality, but your skills on the mat. And talk to me about that. Tell me about, your home base before we can get into the Fight to Win. Tell me about your home base where people can come find you, where you're teaching at. I know South Jersey Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is where I visited you before with Steve Bongiorno. And I know that's a Ricardo Almeida-based school. Just tell the people out there a little bit about, where you're frequenting right now and where you're helping people get better at.
For sure. So I'm a first-degree black belt under Steve Bongiorno, who's a black belt under Ricardo Almeida. So I teach at South Jersey Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at 6 a.m. on Monday and Wednesday. And then I also teach at Studio 84. Studio 84 is owned by Guy Mione, who is a Nick Catone black belt. Nick Catone under the Ricardo Almeida Association. And Studio 84 is a Tom DeBlas affiliate. So I teach there as well, but we're all kind of under the same banner, like all representing Team Renzo Gracie, kind of Team Ricardo Almeida. So we're all family, but I teach up there. That's in Cream Ridge. I teach pro class or competition classes up there on Wednesday nights at 6:30 and Saturdays at 11. And those specific pro and competitor classes at Studio 84 are open to any competitors. Unless you're going against one of my guys, I might ask you to stay out of the room for a week or so. But other than that, man, it's just about trying to get as much local talent together to keep working together to, make a name for us out here in this Northeast. This Northeast has amazing grappling. And with Fight to Win being out here the last 5 weeks, and it looks like there's at least another 3 or 4 weeks coming up where they'll be here. And getting able to showcase that through Flow Grappling and social media, like it's a great opportunity for these people in the Northeast. All the grappling had been in Texas since the coronavirus, so it moving out here to Philly was like huge for us people in the Northeast, man. And for it to be 2,300 arena, like right in our backyard, really blessed that it went that way for us.
Listen, speaking about locally, talk to me about, some of the local artists, jiu-jitsu practitioners who, are really good and you think are going to get even better along the way. I know I've seen you train with Danielle Kelly, who I love to watch perform. Yeah. She is a female black belt and she is a vicious competitor. A guy that you train with, Steve Joachim, who's a blue belt, who seems like a natural. Tell me about some of the local people that you work with, train with, that you have high hopes for moving on in their career.
Yeah. So Danielle Kelly specifically, so she trains out at Silver Fox up in North Jersey. She's from down here in Philly, but I help her out as like a manager. And I'll tell you, man, she's just getting started. She's UFC Fight Pass really likes having her on shows, which is great because they keep putting her up against these high level UFC fighters like Cavello and Roxy that she just went against. She was supposed to have a match against who was it that got canceled?
Pearl Gonzalez.
Pearl Gonzalez, you know what I mean? So she's getting these high profile matches, and it's not that these women aren't skilled at jiu-jitsu. These women are black belts, very skilled at jiu-jitsu. It's just, when you're focusing, half your time on grappling and half your time on striking, and you have somebody like Danielle who's focusing a ton of time on straight grappling, it just doesn't add up. And being on Fight Pass is just such a huge thing for her. So my guy, Steve Joachim, uh, who I did recently just promote him to purple belt after he had won another super fight. But he's less than 3 years in grappling, and he's really on a tear, man. He went down to Copa Podio in Brazil last weekend, and they had him take on a black belt. He was filling in for a black belt that couldn't make it down for us, so we asked if he could fill in. We asked him if they would put heel hooks in. Copa Podio goes very strict by the IBJJF rule set, and they denied us the heel hooks, which is cool. We were just thinking, we're good at leg locks. Usually Brazilians kind of lack a bit of a defensive skill set when it comes to the leg attacks. And it honestly went just as planned. He listens. He's an incredible, he absorbs knowledge, man. Anything you teach him. I have like a right-hand man, Luke Zayman, who's a black belt under Ricardo Almeida. He's my age, man. He's 40, but he's a leg lock wizard. He was a huge help in getting Nicky Rod early on, getting him ready for competition at the expert level with leg locks. And he's done the same with my guy Steve, and Steve just really picked up on the leg locks quick, and his defense is very good. So he's got another match this weekend at Fight to Win. He's against a really good wrestler from maybe not Colorado, but out west somewhere. So that wrestler will probably bring that pressure coming forward, which leads into our leg entanglements very well. So Steve's another one. Man, this area, though, is just so much good talent. And I'm going to tell you what to look out for. There's so many. It's hard to name specific ones. But I'll tell you what's really cool is some of these competitors are branching off and opening their own places, and that's what I'm really excited for this area for. Just two off the bat, and they're just so you know, no affiliation to me whatsoever. I just enjoy what they do as competitors, and that's Daniel Myra and Nicholas Salas opened up. I believe it's called Movement in Philly, and they are two top shelf brown belt competitors who just got their black belts from Mikey Musumeci, who's 3-time world champion from this area as well. And the other one is the Vault, which was opened up by a group of competitors from the area from a few different schools. And the Vault in Philly is another one. So it's really cool to see these competitors recognizing that they need to be training at a different level than with hobbyists. And by no means does that take anything away from any other school or hobbyists. I just think, and you're somebody who would understand this completely, like if you're a fighter, an MMA fighter, and you want to get better, if you're the best guy in the room, man, that's a difficult thing to accomplish. It's a very difficult thing to accomplish. That doesn't change with grappling. If you're grappling and you're the best competitor in the room, and especially if you're the best competitor in the room, and you're not even like you're a blue belt, you're a purple belt, and you know what I mean, and you're taking the advanced class and you're still not getting pushed where you need to push, then you have to look outside and you have to find these other things. And that's kind of why at Studio we're kind of open the way we are for the pro classes. And I think you'll see the same things with these new places in Philly, like the Vault and Movement and places like that. But man, there's just so much talent in this area, so much talent. The big thing I think that this area not lacks, but is waiting for it to evolve, is a place for jiu-jitsu that's like Renzo Gracie, New York, or like Atos out in California. There's so many world champions and ADCC competitors that are in the room that you don't have to leave, So right now, this area is doing a really good job of helping each other, and look at 10th Planet Bethlehem. Perfect example. 10th Planet Bethlehem has Grace Gondrum, who's currently ranked number 3 in the world at 52 kilograms. John Thor Blank, it took 4th in ADCC, bro, out of a little town in Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show you what can be produced in this area. Nicky Rod, man. Nicky Rod took 2nd in ADCC, man. He's just a kid from Clayton with about a year and a half of jiu-jitsu. It's just having, and with these competitors, right? I think something that you can give them good coaching and good strategy and good technique and all that, but these are by far the hardest hardest workers in the room. They're traveling, they're training 6 to 7 times a week. They're lifting constantly. They're finding the most difficult rooms to train in to make each other better. It's a really cool thing that's happening right now with grappling in this area.
A couple of things that I love about it is, like you said, it's almost like it's not like a competition between schools. I see a lot of guys. You'll invite anybody that somebody wants to come over and train with you, and they might train at their home school, might be someplace else. You welcome them with open arms. I love that family. Like jiu-jitsu was like one big giant family, so you would more than welcome them to your facility. I mean, I've seen it all over social media. You offering help to people. And another thing that I really like, Jay, is with the regional mixed martial arts slowing down so much and the grappling picking up, I've seen multitudes of fighters, mixed martial arts fighters, competing at Fight to Win and taking grappling, which, hey, listen, you got to work on all of your game. That excites me when I see fighters say, you know what, it's grappling, but you know what, I'm going to go. And I know that you commentate at Fight to Win, and you've called a few of my friends' fights, Patrick Brady, Andre Petrosky, guys who are mostly mixed martial arts cage fighters, and they're hopping right in and taking on good competition in jiu-jitsu. Talk to me about that a little bit.
All right, dude, glad you brought that up, because not only are they jumping in, they're doing very well. They're doing very well. And I'm going to bring up one in particular. What's his name? Had a fantastic match. Petrosky. He's a very, very tough grappler as it is. Petrosky is a very nice guy. Very good grappler. Strong, durable. The balance guy, Hafez
Basil, Andre Basil, my guy. He's got a championship fight coming up next week.
Yes. What's he walk around at weight wise? What's he like? 185.
He's fighting for the 170-pound title, but I think he walks around.
Sure.
He keeps himself in good shape, but he's still a big, thick guy. So probably 190, 195 maybe.
So he had a match against Jason Rao, who is, as far as leg lockers go, when you listen to top talent from New York and you ask them who are some of their favorite training partners, Jason Rao comes up as one of the most difficult people to train with because of his skill in the leg lock game. He is much, much more intelligent than most people who are grappling. And I will tell you that how do you pronounce his name? It's Hafez. Basil Hafez. I gotcha. I was getting this front and back of this, but I will tell you that I was super impressed with his ability to get out once he was engaged in. That's the biggest problem, is when you go against these leg lockers, MMA guys aren't spending that much time on leg attacks when there's so much else to cover, and it's not something that you see as a high percentage attempts in MMA. But I will tell you that he went up against a very, very high level grappler with a very specific skill set, and he did a fantastic job of avoiding getting caught into it, and then when he was caught, getting himself out of it. And again, I believe he lost that match. The loss aside, it was so impressive for him to go 8 minutes with a leg locker like that, who is specifically trying to attack a thing, and him be able to get away from it like he was. But yeah, the MMA guys in this area have done a tremendous job of holding up, showing that their grappling skills are up to par. That's for sure.
Well, listen, before we move on from Basil, I would like to say about him, I've been a long-time friend of his since he's made his amateur fighting debut. Listen, the guy rolls with Ricardo Miglaris. And for me, Ricardo has been the godfather of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Philadelphia, him and his brother, for a long time. I mean, since I've been involved in the sport, I mean, Ricardo is like a mountain of a man, a skilled, like a fourth level. So I can understand.
Great person too, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, be a great person too, dude. I'll tell you, Balance and BJJ United, man. Philly's got a couple like legends out there, man, with Miglaris and Jared Weiner from BJJ United, man. Both those schools, just really impressive for the area. But yeah, man, Balance, no joke. They got, it's Renzo Gracie Philly fighters. They've been coming out a lot too, in these events.
Yeah. Well, listen. Tell me before we go, give some shout outs or some love. I know you're commentating tomorrow night know, listen, you must just love that because I know, listen, I know one thing. You love your jiu-jitsu. It's like not just a hobby for you. It's a lifestyle and it's a passion. Look at you smiling. I know like it's like so important to you and you love it. So that's great. You get to do something you love right there. Tell me, give some shout outs to Fight to Win and whoever you want to give some love to, my man.
Big thanks to Seth from Fight to Win. When they were coming to this area, he said, "Hey man, you got all the events," which just, you know, I was so happy they were coming to Philly just for entertainment purposes and knowing I'd be that close to jiu-jitsu, but you know, them bringing me on Fight to Win. So I'll be this Saturday and then next Friday night, another event with some females as the main event on the card, Liz Clay and Rafaela Gaitis. But dude, shout out to my two gyms too, man. South Jersey Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, they are taking new students and stuff like that right now. So I'm there at just 6 a.m.s, but they have a gigantic schedule, you know, kids, teens, adults. And then same thing over at Studio 84, which is Cream Ridge, a little out further from like maybe like 30-40 minutes outside of like Marlton area, going towards the shore. And same thing there, fantastic, you know, kids program and team program. And I teach the pro classes out there Wednesdays and Saturdays. And there's always an open invitation to anybody, any competitors for the pro and competition training. Really has been really fun. And then this weekend, just give a shout out to my guys competing this weekend on Fight to Win, which is Steve Joachim, back at it again this week. Justin Pack, another dude, little tough guy, just turned 18. Steve Joachim just turned 21. Justin just turned 18, man, just turned 18. And he's just been killing it for the last like year with us. So he's on the card. And Patrick Simpson, purple belt, will be having a gi match tomorrow night at Fight to Win. And that's it, man. Come train with me or listen to me on Flow, or, you know, more than anything, dude, just support local grappling.
Jay Regalbuto, man, it's always great to see you. You're always smiling. You make me feel good. And I keep doing what you're doing, man. I mean, I miss being Mike doing my commentating for the fights. Hopefully that's coming back soon. Enjoy yourself. I really appreciate you giving so much to the community, so much of yourself, so much love, and so much skill, man. Because listen, you're a skilled man yourself to do what you're doing. It's this. I know you work hard and you take pride in making yourself better and anybody who you come across. I've talked to people that train with you and that they feel the same way. It's more than just on the mats. I know you try to give as much as you can to everybody. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for being such a pillar in the community and helping everybody, man. It means a lot to a lot of men and women, man. We need more people in the community like you, and you're a godsend, my man.
I really appreciate it, Bob. And feelings are very mutual. You do a ton for this community as well, my friend.
All right, brother.
Like each other.
All right, my man.
Good. Thank you so much, Bob.